We're back and you're watching News Channel 3 live at 9. Some of the best rugby players in the world are about to take over AutoZone Park in Memphis. The premier Rugby Sevens League makes its debut in downtown Memphis Saturday. And if you're not familiar with the game, you've got one of the best to give us a lesson. Abby Gustaitis is an Olympian who's been honing her skills for years. And Abby, there are all kinds of pictures of you online bowling people over. We're so honored to have you in Memphis and on Live at 9. Take us back a little bit. What was your initial interest in rugby?
Thanks so much for having me. Absolute pleasure to represent Premier Rugby Sevens. Rugby, crazy, incredible game. It's so fun, and the physicality is what brought me to the sport. I grew up with two older brothers. I was always getting knocked around, and I thought maybe this is the sport for me. I'll give it a try, and I haven't looked back. I've been playing for over a decade now. But
to say the least, Abby, you have the skills. What does it kind of take us behind the scenes a little bit when it comes to preparing, when it comes to training? What does it take to get to where you have achieved?
Honestly, a belief in yourself, I think, is the most important thing. You can do anything you set your mind to because you're going to hit obstacles. People are going to tell you no. There's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and I mean that literally. And I've been training full-time for the last 6 years to achieve the dream of playing in the Olympics. And now I get to represent on home soil and play in front of a great crowd in Memphis.
And Abby, I was reading a little bit earlier, you were saying, attending the Olympic ceremony, being a part of the Olympics was an event you will never forget. What was it like being there for you?
I get chills just thinking about it. It was walking out in the opening ceremonies that it really hit for me, and being amongst some of the best athletes in the world from all over the place, all over the globe. And it's something you grow up watching. You sit in front of the television for weeks at a time when the Olympics are on. And then to be a part of that, to be one of those individuals standing out there, just unbelievable.
Wow, you have been such a impressive role model for so many people, across the board, period, especially other younger women. What do you say to them, and where do you think the sport goes from here with more women actually playing rugby these days?
For me, it comes down to a simple phrase of yes, you can, and that's what I thought, like, can I try rugby? Can I play this sport? And you can. And should I apply for that job? Should I move across the country? Like, whatever it is, whatever you want to do, yes, you can do it. And rugby is such an empowering sport. It equates men and women across the board, the same size ball, the same field, the same rules. And it just empowers women to be strong and bold and put themselves out there. And that's what I love about rugby, along with the community.
Wow, you've done it well, Abby, for sure. Also, were there any challenges, any obstacles that you faced early on that you had to overcome yourself?
Absolutely. First, I chose to go to rugby instead of pursuing a secondary education after college. I quit my full-time job, moved across from Maryland to California, and said, I'll make $600 a month and play the sport I love, and I don't regret it one bit. And I think you have to take a leap of faith sometimes and just back yourself, and that's what I encourage all the young girls and boys to do out there.
And Abby, the sport that you love is officially coming to Memphis, Tennessee this weekend. Kind of set the stage for us. What can we expect? How exciting will this be for a lot of folks either familiar with the sport or who are very new to it?
Absolute electricity is what you're going to see here at AutoZone Park this weekend on Saturday. It's a party in the stands, a battle on the field, and you have some of the best players from all over North America coming to play this sport. It's 7v7, 14-minute game. As you can imagine, that's so short. Anything can happen, and there's tries being scored. There's big hits. You can't take your eyes off of the field, and you won't want to.
Now, is it easy to keep up with the score itself? I mean, what do we need to pay attention to?
Pay attention to when people touch the ball down in the try zone. So you literally have to touch the ball down to score a try. And that's going to give you 5 points. And then you have the opportunity to kick the ball through the uprights, and that's going to give you 2 points. So 7 points is a completed try. A lot of times you miss the kick because in rugby you actually have to kick from wherever you score from. So unlike in American football, where you get to kick from the center every time, if you score in the corner, you have to kick all the way from the corner to the post. But I think everyone will be able to keep up. Just look for the speedsters.
Party in the stands, a battle on the field. We like that. We'll check back in with you both a little bit later on this morning. As we mentioned earlier, there is a lot of excitement at AutoZone Park as some of the world's best athletes bring a new rugby league to Memphis, Tennessee.
And some of the talent is from right here in the Mid-South. One of them is Donovan Norphlet. He got his start with an inner-city rugby program. He joins us with Olympian Abby Gustaitis, whom you met earlier with Alex. She's from the Baltimore area and is an Olympian, captain, in fact, of the 2020 team.
They're impressive.
So, Donovan, I have to say, when I heard about rugby in Memphis, I was like, we don't play rugby. What was your reaction when, as a kid, you were introduced to rugby? What was it about the sport that you were attracted to?
To be honest, what attracted me was the familyhood and the pace of the game. The game is very expansive, and it's one of those games that's all-inclusive, no matter tall, short, outgoing, reserved. It's a game that anyone can play, and anyone can strive and grow in.
Wow.
Cool.
Now, a little bit earlier, I had a chance to kind of hang out with Abby. Abby, if you would, tell us a little bit about Donovan. What have you seen with his skills? How good is he?
He is absolutely lightning on the field. The headliners, one of the men's 6 teams this weekend, are so lucky to have him. And you are going to see him scoring plenty of tries this weekend. And I'm lucky I'm not playing against him.
I am fascinated by the speed of the game that you described earlier, Abby. And it sounds like the fans really take it to the next level as well by getting really into it. There's costumes and there's craziness. Describe what the stands are like for us.
It's definitely a fun atmosphere. People come dressed up. They'll come in groups. Donovan's entire family is going to be here, so look out for them. I hope they all have Norphlet on their backs and are representing him. But it's just a really exciting time and environment, and everyone's going to have fun. There's going to be 4 women's teams, 6 men's teams, so the tournament goes all day long. There's 18 matches, so even if you can only pop in for half the day, just come in, watch some rugby. I promise you won't regret it.
So Donovan, we know you're used to pressure, but what's it going to be like that, having the entire family and, of course, the city of Memphis right there to cheer you on?
It's going to be a dream come true, to be honest. It took a while to get here. It took a lot of hard work, but it's great to be my first professional tournament, to be here in my hometown where I can do it in front of friends and family, and also bring a little bit back to the city.
I have to tell you, the way you guys describe rugby, I'm just going to put it out there, it sounds a lot more interesting than football, because football sometimes can drag and drag and drag. So Donovan, what's your favorite move? What's your specialty, if that's the right way to ask it?
My specialty would usually be like probably aerial things. So I'm good at chasing kicks and going up for the ball in the air. So that'd probably be my specialty. And a lot of people will say I have deceptive speed. So that's why they keep calling me a speedster.
Okay.
The long legs help, and all the training back in Memphis, inner city rugby also help.
All right. We will be checking you guys out this Saturday at AutoZone Park.
And there'll also be a band. It's just going to be a big party. I know I'm going to have to get a Norphlet jersey and join the Norphlet family this weekend.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for being with us this morning. I look forward to seeing you Saturday.
I'm glad you won't throw me out, Donovan. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks so much.
Take care.
Sounds like
be
fun.
Pretty cool.
I knew nothing about rugby before this segment.
You will before the weekend is through,
Yes.
that's for sure. And the weekend weather's looking very nice.